Welcome to Greggles TV Daily. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I saw this post on Reddit, the Galaxy Fold Reddit, and there was a guy talking about his experience since last summer of having a Galaxy Z Fold 5 and what he thinks overall about it. And there's mixed signals in there, at least in my eyes, because some of the things he feels strongly about, I don't, and then vice versa. So I wanted to talk about those things and kind of get a genuine feeling out there as to how things are going. So first of all, he says, I'm rocking the Fold 5 as my very first foldable. Here's my experience so far coming from a Note 20 Ultra. Battery easily holds up for a whole day. Wasn't expecting that. I don't agree with that. I've told you guys before that the battery life sucks on the Galaxy Z Fold 5. I've had all the folding phones and they've all had pretty much bad battery life, had to be charged multiple times throughout the day. I mean, unless the guy's rocking like 3 apps and that's it, that could be why. I do notice I get a lot of notifications. Notifications are always constantly working. That's gonna do it. Or if he has this in a light profile mode on his settings, or if he has this in a battery saving mode, sure, things like that will tone it down. I rock my display brightness. It's on auto brightness, but generally I have it at least half or higher. So, you know, at that point, there's obviously going to be different for everybody, but I have to disagree with him big time. I can't imagine anyone getting a full day of battery life with the Galaxy Z Fold 5, unless you're really either not using it or you don't really have any apps on there for the most part. I'm completely used to the narrow front screen. Thought it might bother me. It does not at all. Again, I cannot get used to this. I'll use it in a pinch, like I've mentioned. It's very uncomfortable to type on. It's not a fun device to use in terms of typing and using it overall. The keyboard is so small. It's okay to look at it real quick, oh, who's calling me, something like that, or answer the phone that way. Other than that, it's just not a good experience. I know some of you guys like it. I think the majority don't though. And I don't like watching videos on it. I don't like using social media on it. Only times I use it is, again, just to answer a quick phone call or check a quick notification, or sometimes if an app isn't working in the inside display, I will close it and make sure, and it always, 99.9% of the time it works on the smaller display, but otherwise, never. Nothing like a tablet experience when crashing on the couch and just browsing Reddit, social media, etc. I agree. Using the inside display anywhere and everywhere in comfortable situations in wherever you are, a public place, it's just awesome to have such a large display to look at a social media post like Instagram and have the picture be really big, unlike somebody else's photo on their phone. It might be really small. It's just a pleasurable experience. Completely agree. I love using it basically everywhere. The crease is invisible from my experience with dim light. It's not visible at all. I agree. You get used to it. I've said this for years. A lot of people will point out that you can see it. It bothers them. But at the end of the day, it has no bearing and no effect on your usage of the phone. And just like the notch on the iPhone, you're going to get used to it and you'll forget about it before the end of the day and it won't bug you at all. So he's right with that. Don't think I will ever get a normal phone ever again. Completely agree. Of course, I do get normal phones, but my general usage of my main phone is always a folding phone. Last year, besides maybe using the S24 Ultra for a bit, it's always been a folding phone. The Pixel Fold, the OnePlus Fold, OnePlus Open, and then the Z Fold 5. Also the Z Fold 4, I guess I used for the beginning of last year. But ultimately, yeah, it's always a folding phone. I love them. They're so enjoyable to use. It's so hard. Once you fold, you can't unfold. Things he did not like. I feel like there are still apps that aren't optimized even though they look like it. Telegram crashes randomly, or the UI just completely misses the interface. Yeah, I guess I agree and I don't agree with that. So yeah, sometimes I'll be using an app, and I can't think of one to show you right now, but sometimes I'll be using an app and sometimes like the X to get out of it or something is too low. It's on the taskbar, or it's too high, or it's out of the way. Things like that. It is kind of stupid, but most of the time it's pretty rock solid. And like I said earlier, if the app is not working on my main screen, I will close it and use the outside display to make sure that it does. He feels like the OS or the apps have a lot more room to benefit from the extra space on the screen. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know. Yes and no. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I feel like a lot of the main apps that had issues, like Instagram and other apps like that didn't take full advantage of the display, now do. So I think they've gotten a lot better over the years, but obviously it's not perfect and I can't think of anything specific about it. His last comment was that he feels like it's lightning fast. Cameras are very good. Misses the 100X though. Very excited about the future. Looking forward to the 6. Lightning fast, I don't agree. It does hiccup a little bit in terms of some of the animation. Sometimes it does feel like it slows down, especially when I play with my S24 Ultra, the Pixel Fold, or my OnePlus Open. Cameras are very good. I have to agree to an extent. They definitely have gotten better towards the end of this first year of having this phone. They've improved. I remember when I think back, also the Fold 4 did the same thing. It came to a point where I was like, this is not too bad. I've noticed a lot of the photos I've been taking with this phone lately, I've actually been kind of impressed with, so I've got to agree with him on that. It misses the 100X though. I don't. This says 30X and that's completely fine with me in terms of the zoom. So I don't miss the 100X. I barely ever used it, but it would be cool to have. And then excited about the future, looking forward to the 6. Same, I'm looking forward to the 6. I know it's not gonna be a huge change in terms of it physically looking, some slight changes, but I think it'll be enough, at least quote unquote enough, that when you actually hold it in hand, you're gonna feel some of those changes from the lighter weight, the bigger outside display, and things like that. Let me know your thoughts on his little mini review and if you agree or don't agree with me and him and why. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.